Monday, December 6th. Welcome to our backyard garden. We have a couple updates to do. First, we'll start with the wasabi. Bad news and good news. It's been warm and I overwatered our wasabi, got some root rot, and it died. When I looked at it, the rhizomes were about this big, not too big. So I went and got new plants. And this time, I'm doing it the way I probably should have started off, which is to invest in some really nice soil that we know is sterile. So the soil we had a lot of different types of worms and bugs in there, like pill bugs, and this soil is going to be pretty sterile. And we have 3 new plants that we purchased. So here they are. We have them in pots, and we have them in adequate size pots, so we can up pot them as they grow. We're starting off with a larger pot for this one, and then a couple of these pots. I'm going to be placing them around the different microclimates on our property. Some are going to be in shade. Well, all of them are going to be in shade, but different types of lighting and shade and humidity. So that's what we have over there. In terms of what else is growing over here, we have some red cabbages that we have down, and we're going to see if they can grow in this shadier location. Citrus season's coming in. The mandarins are starting to ripen. So this is our Satsuma mandarin, and I did a test yesterday, and they're ready to be harvested and eat and enjoyed. We have other types of citrus like blood oranges that are soon going to be ready. Our papaya plant continues to make and ripen papayas for us. We have 3 good sized ones in the kitchen that are ready to be eaten. Let me stick my hand in there for reference. It's been a warmer fall here in Southern California, so we're getting a little bit of extra summer harvest. For instance, we grew another round of corn, and this is the glass gem corn, and they're also finishing up. So we'll get another fun harvest of glass gem corn. And then over here, we created a low tunnel with some remnant piece of polyfilm that we have from construction a couple of years ago. And this is more for fun. We're gonna see if we can grow some zucchini and maybe even a hulless pumpkin. So this is for fun. Most of the stuff we do, we try to grow in season so that we're not spending a lot of effort. To put up something like this and to maintain the temperatures and stuff can take a little bit of time away from doing other things. In this bed here, we removed our tomato plants. So if you were just caught our last update, you saw some tomato plants. And then we have some bok choy that have been transplanted in here, some gailan, and then we got some onions. We're gonna see if we can get some onions to grow. When it comes to onions, I just sow them whenever. I really need to work on the proper timing, but if we don't get onions, we at least get the green portions to use. And then over here we have a purple broccoli. The variety is called Miranda. So it's starting to swell up. Let me put my hand in there for reference. We have another plant nearby, but before we see that plant, we have some iceberg lettuce, and the other plant we have growing up there, and that portion of the property gets more sun than the other one, so we're gonna see if we can get a nice head of purple broccoli from over there. Another thing is that the loofah, they're still growing. So it's been warm and they're still producing. Although the loofah squash itself isn't as big as when it's warmer. But nonetheless, if we wanted to harvest some of these and eat them, we can. But for now, we're just gonna leave them to grow. So let's go and see what else is growing in the other portion of our yard. Actually, there's a plant that we're going to harvest today. So that's why I came out here to make this video and show you it before we harvest the plant. So over here we have some more corn. This is a different type of corn. We sowed it a little bit later, so there's not cross-pollination. This is the Cherokee White Eagle corn. So this is one location where we're growing it. Another location is in the front yard, and I need to go out there and do an update to show you what's going on over there. We have some teddy bear sunflowers that are growing here. These are really neat sunflowers. The other good thing about growing these sunflowers here is that we're creating insulation for our pepper plants. And back here I was trying to grow some buckwheat, and we sowed some, so eventually they'll grow and they'll insulate our plant, and we should be able to get peppers in the winter time here in Southern California because of that insulation. And then here's our cauliflower. This is a special type of cauliflower. This one is from Taishan, China. Taishan. That is a city and region in China. It's also a culture, also known as Toisan. So this is a Taishan cauliflower, and the seeds were shared with us by a gardener who lives somewhere in the neighborhood. She just one day tossed some seeds over. I found them in our backyard, and then I eventually saw her. She introduced herself and asked me if I got the seeds. So this is one of the plants that we're growing. The other is a Taishan squash that we harvested. So I should do an update on and give you guys a look at that squash. And then over here we have sprouting broccoli. I really enjoy sprouting broccoli, and this is an heirloom variety, Waltham 29. And then this way over here we have more bok choy. So in the cooler months we can grow the heirloom variety, and during this time in the morning this area gets sunlight, so it was a good place to put some bok choy right there. We got some shallots here. These are conservator shallots, and then we have mustard over here. This year is the year that the citrus are heavy bearing. They're alternating bearers, so this year we're getting a lot of citrus, and this is our Morel blood orange. So if we look at it from the front side, there's not so much, but if we pan down and then tilt up, you can see all the blood oranges that we have on our tree. So soon we'll be harvesting these. These are maturing in January, so in about a month we'll be harvesting those and using them. Up on the slope we have our garlic that's popping up, and then on the very top over there we have some buckwheats that's sprouting, and that's a newer tier. We planted some beans and we got a nice harvest to make a rag out, so that was nice to get a second harvest of beans. And I think that's going to be it for this portion of our backyard as far as things that are interesting. And in the next update we'll go and visit the front yard and see how that's growing. Hope you all are doing well, and thank you for coming by and visiting and watching. We'll see you in the next video.